Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
In the compensation package, you see, I can include the grades and the plans. Let me save this. Look at the compensation plan. It shows you the corresponding eligibility rules that you have defined for each of these plans. So car allowance, who is going to get the car allowance? Managers are above. Salary everybody. In the compensation grade, management versus non-management. So our managers will be part of the management grade. Our non-managers will be part of the non-managers grade. And how are we going to assign the compensation grade to the workers? And now I am going to be using the job profile. Yes, that is why the eligibility rule is blank, because we have not assigned any eligibility rule to this compensation grade. We are going to do it directly to the job profile. We have done that. That is what we did. We assigned the compensation grade directly to the job profile. In the compensation plan, we are doing this, but we have put it all together in the compensation package. Very confusing. I am just confused with that part and the compensation grades. What if we add the eligibility rules? I mean, what will be the planning? You may, absolutely. We decided not to. We decided not to do that because of the best practices that work. What they says, that the compensation grade can default, using eligibility rules, of course, definitely. Or by attaching the compensation grade directly to the job profile. Now you should choose either of these two approaches. Do not do both, because then you will be super confused. It will take a lot of time to debug if something is not working. So compensation grade can be for using eligibility rules. Just like your allowance plans, just like your salary plan, just like your compensation package. You may use eligibility rules for the grade as well. But you can directly attach it to the job profile, which is a common criteria used to identify eligibility for a compensation grade. Now this, it also says, sorry. It also says this is a recommended approach and should be considered while creating a job. Okay. Yeah. You may. You absolutely may use an eligibility rule for a grade. Of course, why? When to use that if you require more than one criteria to accurately define which employees are eligible for a compensation grade. Yes. Then compensation eligibility rules are the better option. Right. Okay. So what we will do is, let's do a quick quiz. And in the next session, once we reconvene next week, we will actually see this compensation thing in action. We will hire workers into our system and use all these configurations that we have created, this wonderful package that we have created. We have created a car allowance, salary plan, etc. We will see that when we are trying to hire a worker, how all this eligibility rules and job profiles and package and everything falls into place. And we are able to assign the compensation to the worker. It will all magically fall into place. I mean, if it doesn't, then something is wrong. And we have to debug. So here are some common compensation, defaulting, troubleshooting guidance. Part of your slides. I've put it there. You don't have to memorize this, but keep it handy. So the package should default. When you are hiring a worker, the package should come up automatically. If it is not coming, then there is a problem. So how should you go about troubleshooting it? Is there an eligibility rule on the package? If yes, is the employee eligible for more than one package? Right. Thus the employee meets the eligibility on the package, and so on. So grade not defaulting. If the grade is not defaulting, what can be the problem? Is there an eligibility rule on the grade, or is the grade on the job profile? Right. So you have to look at these questions, because when you are hiring, everything should come up automatically. The package should come up, the grade should default, the plan, the compensation exactly should default. You shouldn't have to manually choose anything. It should automatically come based on the rules, based on the job profile. Except that is what we will see in our next session. How all of this comes together at the time of hiring right. If it doesn't, then that means something is wrong. And you have to debug. Got it. So here we have the options. We will come back to this. We are not done with compensation yet. We will see it in action. We will do the demo. But before that, I want you to attempt a small quiz. The first question. The compensation eligibility rules use a framework that is completely unique to compensation and is unlike anything else in the Workday system. Why? Why false? As you go everywhere in the Workday. Wherever we write, it's right. Wherever we write conditional rules, we will see the same framework. Correct. So it is not something that is unique to work. I mean, we need the compensation. It is something that we will see over and over again. Correct. Number 2. The system will allow you to enter a base pay amount that is less than or greater than the grade range for which the employee was eligible. No. Yes. Why? Why? Because it's a guideline. Exactly. Exactly. Because the compensation grade is a guideline. Absolutely right. Very happy. I mean, you are the first batch which has answered this question correctly. Other people, they can say no, it is not. Okay. Now third one, what will happen? If an employee is eligible for 3 allowance plans, but the plans are not in the compensation package for which they are eligible, what will happen? Will they get the money for it? No, they won't get the money. No, they won't. They won't get the payment for it. Why? Because those allowance plans are not assigned to their compensation. Yeah. They are eligible for it, but it is not part of their package. So they will not get the payment for it. Remember that relocation allowance I talked about at the beginning of compensation, right? And let's say the worker is in the same location. Let's say the job is in New York. The worker is already in New York. Will they get a relocation allowance? Probably not, right? And who will decide that? Maybe the recruiter or whoever is a compensation partner. They will just not assign the compensation component as part of their package. They will say, hey, you don't need it. Why will I even mention that in your package? But is the employee eligible for that? Think about it. Is the employee eligible for this relocation allowance? Yeah, he is, yeah, because all employees are right. All employees are eligible, but just that it is not included in his package because he is already in that same location. Isn't it? That's why he's eligible. All employees are eligible for that relocation allowance, but we are not giving it to that employee because that employee is already in that particular location. And that's why we are not including it in that package. That's all right. But anyway, so if the employee is eligible for an allowance, but if it is not included in his package, we will not get any payment for it. Okay, we are not done. We have a matching game, some definitions, and some lines as references. Which one is it? He is grateful. Okay, I will just write the answer. Somebody saying, we will decide. Or maybe we will come back to this later. Okay, I will just say C or B. Okay, all right. Next question. Groups, the compensation plans and grades. So it puts it all together. Okay. And the grades. Okay, so that's straightforward. You all agree? This is C. Okay. That determines an employee's eligibility for a compensation component during staffing events. What you are eligible for. Now this is what decides the employee's eligibility role. Okay, a component for which an employee is paid and for what purpose. An example that the employee has a salary dash, hourly dash, and average dash.
Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.